Oh my God, it's Thursday. That can only mean one thing. It is
It's
time
not
for another
Thursday. It's fucking Tuesday.
fail. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when we start on Thursday forever and then you move to Tuesday.
I thought yesterday was Tuesday.
Oh my God.
This show already failed.
Keep it
Everybody,
in. Don't
welcome-
edit it. Keep it in.
Welcome to Tuesday for another edition of the GWW Capes Crew podcast. We are at episode 127. Welcome. I'm the guy who doesn't know what frickin' day it is. Your host, Darth Sparrow, and I'm excited to be here on Tuesday. Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Hi guys. It's Tuesday. Who's with me? Who's the guy correcting me over here?
Sorry, I just thought that was hilarious.
Casey, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm good, you know. Just living the life, living the high life. Had to turn down a job in Poland, which was always fun. You know how it goes.
Let me ask you a question. What was this job in Poland, if you can say what it was?
I guess I can. I mean, it was for a company called GOG.com, and it's oh my God, I'm spacing on the name. Oh my God, I can't even think of the name of the company. But they're basically like Steam,
Okay.
and they sell PC games on online.
We got you.
God, I can't believe I fucking can't remember the name right now. How embarrassing. Probably why I didn't fucking.
Is it Good Old Games?
There you go. Thank you.
What kind of games?
Good old games.
Good old games. Gotcha.
It was for their social media. I guess they're hiring for a social media manager.
Okay.
But yeah.
You couldn't have done that from your house?
I guess not. No. It was a in-house position only. So I had to turn it down.
Let's say hypothetically, if the
It was in Poland, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not moving my family to Poland.
Hypothetically, if it was something you want to do, what in the hell would you do in Poland?
Well, number one, I would divorce my wife. That would be the first thing to go, because there's no way in hell she's going with me.
Get rid of that kid you have.
Yeah, I
Dumb
had to
kid.
sell the kid. Probably
Yes.
gonna need her for like money to like buy a house over there, anyways.
Right. It's good.
That's step one.
That's ladies and gentlemen.
But
you can send your hate mail to devoted
Yeah,
family Walsh, care of GWW.com.
I don't know. I don't know. I could think it was definitely like I should have read the fine print before I even applied, because I was just like, oh, I'll apply.
Or whatever. Nobody
And
will
then when
call
they
me
actually like
this.
called me and they're like, hey, you wanna try this out? I'm like, oh wait, no. So it was kind of embarrassing more than anything, because I'm an adult. I should have read the fine print. But
You can get
But yeah.
blacklisted by that site.
I know it's okay.
Wait,
But yeah, so not moving to Poland, everybody.
That's good.
Damn it.
Well, we're glad you're still here, man.
Well, if I was 20 again, like I would have been all over that. But
Yeah.
like once again, I probably would have died there at some point. Like it probably would have been the end of my life as we know it.
Dying in Poland.
But yeah. So
Sleepless in Seattle, dying in Poland.
dying in Poland, story of my life.
That sounds like a cool band name. Dying in
Yeah, that is a good cool band name. Copyright it now.
Yes, good. Mine. Boom.
Put in a letter and mail it to yourself.
I know, right? Good stuff, buddy. No more job apps without reading the fine print, okay?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that in a bit. Who else we got on tonight? We got the one, the only, Mr. Matt LaFleur, the walking Marvelopedia. What's up, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man.
That was a joke that only Casey will get.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
He was wiping his nose.
Oh, I can't see you. That's the problem.
I'm wiping my nose.
Okay, got it. Inside jokes, everybody.
Yes, sorry.
It has nothing to do with cocaine.
Oh my God.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Matt, talk to us. What's how's the world treating you? How's your little show going?
Oh, my show's good. GWW, the opposite on Twitter. It's a GWW Geekly Weekly on Twitter.
Yeah.
So we can show how professional we are. The main thing that's been a real thorn in my side has been how expensive comic books are.
Yeah.
So fucking expensive, and I have so much that I like to read. I love to read the Daredevil run. I like to read the X-Men. I like to read Deadpool and Cable. And
Yeah.
I just don't have that kind of bills.
It's hard, man. I go to the comic shop and I really have to like pick and choose maybe like 2 or 3 at the most, because
Exactly.
If not, I'll do like Casey and walk out with like $40 worth of comics every week.
You get 3 comic books and it's like $15.
But Casey, you don't do that so much now anymore, huh? You just get free stuff now, huh?
Yeah, no, I have the benefits of being.
Being the editor-in-chief.
Yeah, I don't really pay for comic books anymore, but.
Crap anymore. You know what it was like. I used to
But I
see you
do
walking
buy.
around the stacks.
I buy to support still, so I will still go buy in comics just to buy them. Because I feel like I still need to support things. But in fact, Will, I have some for you sitting here. I'm looking at right now.
This just in, I'm editor-in-chief in training, so I'm going to go get free comic books.
Struggle is real, huh, Matt?
Yeah. Let's introduce that guest. It's been like 10 minutes.
I know. Do we still have a guest? Is he still
He's gone. We lost him. He sailed away.
Folks, tonight we are excited to talk to a gentleman who is creator of an up-and-coming comic called Adventure Galley Comics. It's right up my alley. It's about pirates and nautical nonsense and cool stuff. And it's always good to get a chance to talk to the names you don't know but will know. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Andrew King. Andrew, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Yeah, good, man.
I'm trying to sound excited here.
You have such an awesome like on-air radio voice. You sound like you should be hosting a game show or something cool, man.
Maybe I will.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah, this is the start of a beautiful career for you, Andrew. Woo! Andrew, I just realized, as Will said, the name of your comic is Adventure Galley. Yes. I've been saying Adventure Gallery.
No.
I'm a fucking idiot.
You know, galley, like a part of a pirate ship, bro?
Yeah. I was like trying to put. I was like, why is this comic called Adventure Gallery? Oh, whatever. I'm sure there's a reason why it's called that. I'm not gonna question it. Now it totally makes much more sense.
Matt, Andrew, you did that to confuse people like Casey, huh?
The slow ones.
So, Andrew, let's talk about you and how you got into this wonderful world of geek culture and comics. Let's talk about your origin story with us. How you got started on this crazy wild ride.
Okay. In a world where...
In a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. Well, I have been reading comics for quite a while. I think the first comic I actually bought was on vacation at Myrtle Beach, and it was in a newsstand or something. It was a Teen Titans. They were facing Brother Blood at the time.
Yeah.
And I loved that, and pretty much went from there. I mean, I back in as a kid, and the Batman movies, the early Batman movies, came out. They were really big.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, and then even George Clooney and Val Kilmer. As a kid, I loved those. So, and they still have that nostalgia, even though I have learned that they are not as good as they maybe seemed as.
It's a sad day when you wake up to that realization, isn't it?
I mean, when Arnold Schwarzenegger says "Ice to meet you," that's nothing's better than that. I don't care what people say.
Do it right. Do it with conviction.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. All right, everyone. Chill.
Yeah, but yeah, I've pretty much been reading comics since I was a little kid. I mean, I was poor. We didn't have cable, and comics were cheap back then, so relatively.
Yeah.
They weren't $4 a pop, that's for sure.
Right. Do you have any crazy comic related stories, like your mom selling your comics without you knowing, or your cousin stealing them, or anything crazy like that?
My brother liked some comics and he taped them to the wall as like decorations.
Oh, God.
So I don't know if you guys have ever had to get tape off of comic books, but it does not go well.
It doesn't
No.
work so
Probably not going to sell mint condition, I would just
Nah.
guess.
So, but yeah, Mom never sold them. I mean, I'm pretty meticulous about my stuff. We used to have we weren't rich, or we were pretty poor, but we did have a lady that came in and cleaned every now and then. Just,
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know what was going on with that. My mom was lazy. But
Yeah, there's a story behind that, because, I mean, I would consider myself not poor, not house.
it was like a family friend who needed some money, but like
yes.
I didn't trust her, and I'm really private. I'm really secretive about my stuff. So I hid a fox trap, which is like a bear trap but smaller, underneath the pants leg, and I said, "Don't go in my room." So if she went in my room, she would have, gotten her foot in a fox trap. It would have really hurt.
Can we imagine how that would have played out? Like, just she's just in there trying to clean up, do some laundry.
Yeah, what's the statute of limitations on attempted fucking assault?
Well, in my
Attempted
defense,
dismemberment.
in my defense, I told her not to go in there.
Yeah, okay.
So,
She was warned.
Yeah,
All legal problems just go away. You gave her a warning.
exactly.
Yeah, see?
Plus, I was 13. Who's gonna sue me? You know.
Right, true. Good point. That's pretty awesome, man.
She could have taken my comic book collection, I guess.
Yes.
Would have been a sad day.
So when did you go from comic fan and aficionado to comic creator? Like, tell us about that journey. What were you doing before that, or what are you still doing now besides that?
Right. I was working for a video game company / movie store. Back when movie stores were still a thing, movie rental places.
Wait a minute. What is that? What's a movie rental place?
I've never heard of one of those.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh man, I remember fucking Hollywood Video, and I used to love going into Hollywood Video and just like walking around and like touching all of like the hard cases and like spending like half an hour trying to pick out the right movie. Damn, that experience is fucking gone.
Yeah.
That's an experience that the youngins like Matt over here will never understand.
Nope.
No, what Matt will really never understand? A porn star. Like those weren't even like talk about not seeing a fucking Blockbuster ever. Matt, that's never like.
Our stores had a porn section. One of them did, and it was.
There's a store by my house that has a porn section, and it's the weirdest thing. Like, why? I'm not gonna pay for porn.
It's so weird.
So Andrew, did yours have those little like funny like flappy doors, and it was like all blacked out?
I think it was like maybe beads actually.
Oh, yes.
Like it was, set the mood for porn.
I just imagine that the guy going in there like trying to be as quiet as he can as he like walks through the beads. He like turns sideways. He like goes through. He's like, God, don't want to make any sound.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Yep,
We've seen everything.
Yep, we saw it, bro.
And then there's the guy who doesn't give a fuck, who just walks in and is like, just like fucking rattles them just to tell the mom next door that he's going through the fucking porn section.
Yeah, I'm there. So video store, started the video store.
Yeah, I worked there, and I actually watched. We had to put movies on, and the movie they had to be PG or really like light PG-13, and so I watched Pirates of the Caribbean, which is sort of I won't say inspiration for Adventure Galley, but it's definitely in its roots because I watched those movies dozens of times each. I've probably watched each Pirates of the Caribbean movie like 60 times.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's I love Davy Jones. Davy Jones is like one of the best.
Yes.
Even though the plot got kind of convoluted, Davy Jones was always there to play the organ and be all tentacly and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, all square and whatnot.
Yeah, so I did that, and then the company went bankrupt. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah. I don't have a job.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to school for IT. And in my meantime, in the meantime, I'm doing this, or in the spare time. I'd love for this to be what I do, but realistically, you kind of have to have a backup. So.
It's all right. It's what it is. So let's talk about the book. Now, clearly there was some Pirates of the Caribbean inspiration. What other kind of things inspired you to, out of all the things you could have written a comic book about, to write about pirates and adventure on the high seas and all that other good stuff?
Well, I love One Piece, which is also pirate related, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But I also, so what happened was I actually got the inspiration or the feeling to write this when I was reading East of West, and I was like, man, it was like 12 issues in, and I said, what has happened in this whole 12 issues? I've been reading it for a year. What the hell is going on with this plot?
Right.
And I said, you know what, comics, don't get me wrong, I like East of West, but the plot is very convoluted. And I thought, man, I really wish I could just make something that was simple, and just fun to read.
Right.
So I said, well, what's something that I didn't want to do a superhero comic because it's super saturated.
Yeah.
And space and stuff, that's still pretty saturated. But pirates, you don't see many pirate comics. And I love, I've always loved monsters and mythology. and that kind of fit in here. I didn't want to just do a pirate like drama, so these are pirates, or they were actually reformed pirates fighting sea monsters for hire. So yeah.
Pirates fighting sea monsters for hire. I like it.
Yeah, and in their they have, like, from when they were pirates their whole life, they have some, ruffled some feathers. So it's not just sea monsters, it's going to be, other associates who maybe knew them before they were all goody-goody
Yeah.
coming in, and they're still pissed off and all that stuff. So.
So what's the plan? How many issues? What's the story arc spanning? What's your kind of overarching plan with this whole thing?
Okay, well, the plan is I want it to be like episodic to an extent, like that's in keeping with the, like, you can pick it up and read it and not have to worry about reading 12 issues to get the whole story. At the same time, so it's sort of like a Star Trek: Next Generation and Justice League Unlimited, stuff like that. That's maybe there'll be like a short arc, but it's not huge. So I plan on doing. Well, this first issue is completely self-contained. It's issue 0. It's half-sized. We're gonna hopefully release it for free or pay what you want. And after that, we're gonna try to either pitch it to some publishers, and in the likely event that doesn't go that well, we're gonna do a Kickstarter, and hopefully that'll go well. And that'll be for the first 3 issues, which is like a mini arc.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna basically be. I have the idea for like a 20-issue sort of loose arc, but at the same time, like, I realized that that's really ambitious. So there's like a 3-issue arc, and then there's maybe it's broken up into smaller chunks that if we just got to make 3 issues, it would still make sense. It wouldn't leave you, wondering what the hell is going to happen to these guys. So
Yeah.
So is it like? Do you plan on it being something like, sort of like what Friends was, where it's like there's like an overarching theme?
That's your comparison? Fucking
What?
Friends?
What was I supposed to go to, Casey? You didn't let me finish my fucking point. Jesus.
it's pretty much Friends with pirates, actually. There's Chandler and
Yeah, fuck you, Casey.
Ross with the sea monsters. That's actually perfect. You got to the heart of it.
Marcel is the parrot, right?
No, but I was
Seems a
more
little
saying,
on the
like,
nose.
I'm glad I stumbled into that. But my thing was more, is it like how every episode kind of has its own story, but there's like this overarching story, but like you don't need to necessarily read every issue to get to that story?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
It's kind of like that. It's gonna. I mean, basically, without giving too much away, there's gonna be like a sort of a mini like it's gonna deal with monsters, sea monsters, because those are fun and awesome. But it's also gonna deal with the captain and his brother, who he thought was dead. It sounds very soap opera-y, but it so
that's what comic books are for boys.
Yeah, pretty much. And so it's going to deal with him and his brother, but that's going to be broken up. And if you pick it up, like, say, in the first 3 issues are going to be the big, like, the first arc for his brother. If you pick up maybe at the second arc, you're still going to get the gist of it. And, hopefully you'll be like, hey, this is awesome. Let me go read the previous issues.
Right.
But you don't have to necessarily. I plan on making it pretty accessible. So.
Yeah. So we all got to take a look a little bit at some of the pages that you have done and some of the artwork, and what really caught my eye is the art style that you chose to go along with the story, and I really like it because it's colorful and it's fun, and it kind of adds to that whole zany idea of pirates hunting monsters. It's funny that you said video games, because it kind of reminds me of like the art on like a cartoony video game from like back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It looks almost I don't want to say cell shaded, but it's something similar to. It's just very fun, or like Sly Cooper, I guess, would be kind of similar to it.
Yeah.
I love that game so much.
Yeah, it's a good game. How did you come across your artist for this book, and what made you kind of decide on the style that you chose as your final one, as opposed to some of the other ones that we got to take a look at?
Well, I started working on a comic, looking for artists 2 years ago, and the first artist I found, this is my third artist, which sounds bad, like maybe I'm hard to work with, but I promise it's not me. It's them.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything, Andrew, but like the evidence is in the writing there.
The first one, the first guy, he did some concept art. He seemed to really like it, and then he just all of a sudden dropped off the face of the earth. He wouldn't return my messages. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. I mean, I know he's actually gone on to be pretty popular. I don't want to say his name, but I guess he was like, man, I'm way better than this. I can just do my own stuff. So whatever. Then it was the second, so that was kind of disheartening. Then like 6 months later, it's like I tried again, and I found a guy, but the first message he sent me was like, hey, I'm really flaky, but I'd love to work on this. I was like, okay, and he ended up being really flaky. Surprise, surprise.
At least he was up front with it, though.
Yeah. I don't have any ill will with him. He let me know, and
Yeah.
But then I after that I was like, man, screw this. I'm never gonna make this comic. And about a year, 6 months later, I put a thing up on our Reddit/comic collabs or whatever, and I found Vlad, who's the current artist, and Vlad and I get along super awesome. We both love the comic. He loves it just as much as I do, I think.
Yeah.
And we also collaborate more than he has some story ideas, and if he says like I want to draw this, I'll try to incorporate it in the story. But the first, and what you saw the samples I showed you, those are all Vlad.
Okay.
Those are all the same guy, and the first style he had was really good and very shady and stuff like that, but it was just too much work for him. It took him forever to do it, and he just couldn't commit that much time. So then
it's that style you talk about. It seemed like very detailed, like very.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very intricate.
Yes.
So then the second style he did was after he got on vacation and he came back. He's like, okay, I got a new game plan.
Right.
And so he showed it to me. I thought it was awesome, and he did some, but it was still taking a long time for him to do it.
Right.
So he had some other issue. He had back issues, is what it was. So he sat out for a while because he couldn't stand up. He couldn't sit up to draw.
Right.
And when he came back, he's like, you know what? Let's do a completely different style. It's even simpler. I was like,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So he did that, and that's the style we've stuck with, and it's awesome. And he actually, even to make it a little easier on him, we got a colorist. He talked to a guy. I actually don't talk to the colorist directly because we don't speak the same language.
Aha.
The colorist is from Belarus. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And then Vlad's from Russia, and then I'm from America.
Right.
So if I want to speak to Alex, who's the colorist, I talk to Vlad, and Vlad talks to Alex, and then Alex talks to Vlad, and Vlad talks back to me.
Yes.
So,
There's a long chain of command.
So I kind of just let Vlad handle that. The art's, he's like sort of like the head of the art department, and the art department is just him and Alex. But yeah, so and actually we've got a lot of good feedback from the colors. Like you said, it's bright and fun. Like that's all
vibrant.
Alex. I mean,
Yes.
So Alex is the unsung hero here.
That's cool, man. So talk to us a little bit about the characters of this book. Let's start with the captain, because now that I'm seeing your little profile pic on our screen here, he's kind of inspired by you. It looks like a little bit.
Well, he's actually his name's Captain Red, or Captain. His name is like Captain James Redford, but they call him Red Eye because he's got like a patch over his eye,
Yeah.
And there's
he's
also
a pirate, so he needs to have a cool name.
It's not because he likes to sail at night.
Yeah, no, it's not like that at all.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but he.
Airplane humor always kills.
Yes, but so Captain Red Eye he was a pirate, an actual like pillaging, killing pirate.
Yeah.
But then there was an incident that happened with him and his brother's ship, and they had to split up, and he decided, I'm tired of this. His conscience was weighing on him, so he started this. The Green Gentry is the name of the ship. He started this crew with his friend Dave, who's the first mate.
Right.
So Red is like this young, kind of lighthearted man's man.
Yeah.
And then Dave's like this really solemn first mate. He's like he's older. He's almost like a father figure, but
Dave's like the Mr. Gibbs, right? You always have to have a Mr. Gibbs on board somewhere.
Yeah. So Dave's like this. He's quiet. He nothing shakes him. Whereas Red is more manic and like in that I don't know if the So my profile picture is showing like Captain Red Eye hunched over a wheel, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in there, like that's in the comic. After a while, like they've been pretty stressed out. So you can see like Dave. I don't know if you can see Dave in the background, but Dave's just sitting there like, this sucks, but I'm gonna be stoic and all. And then Red just like,
I don't care.
Yeah. So those are the two main characters, but there's also we've named like a ton of other characters. There's the cook. His name is Jun. He's Korean or something.
Right.
He's some kind of Asian. I don't know.
You should really nail that down, or the ASCP, or whatever, ALCU, or NAACP. Someone's gonna be up your ass.
And so yeah, he's the cook though. And then we have Don. Don is the black guy.
Okay.
So he's
the black guy.
Yeah, he's a crew hand. There's Gus.
We said no racist things.
That's not racist. I didn't say he's black. That's what he is. I mean,
No,
it's
I'm just messing with you.
I was hoping you were joking. But yeah, so those are the main guys. There's also this is going into future issues. This is not in the first issue, but just a little backstory. His Red's brother is named Bill. Bill the Blade, because he has a sword for an arm.
That's so badass.
Spoilers.
Oh, man, that makes masturbating real dangerous.
Oh yeah, well it's his left hand, so it's cool.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean,
unless he was a lefty.
Yeah,
Hashtag real life horror story.
And there's gonna be several other like I have planned. I don't know if you guys you probably know, but like when you set out to like make something like this, you just like your head is filled with a million different possibilities and a million different characters. Right. So I have plans for Red's like vampiric ex-wife.
Ooh.
Yeah, and all sorts of other stuff, but and villains. Like I'm so excited in my head. I really really hope this picks up and we actually get to make several issues, because I have so many characters I want to introduce to people. Right. But
the vampiric ex-wife sounds like maybe it hits a little close to home.
I've only been married once and I'm still married, so
okay, good.
Maybe it's my subconscious talking. I don't know.
Hey, I have one of those. I have a vampiric ex-wife.
Will was sending out his muse to you.
Yes. Mentally, I'm just like, here you go. That's good stuff, man. I feel like with the content and the subject matter of what your book is dealing with, you definitely have like an open palette to just come up with like the zaniest like characters and villains in this kind of story, which I think makes for a really fun book altogether.
Yeah, it's definitely humorous, in nature. I don't have to be super serious. There might be some serious issues in the future of it, but it's going to be mainly humorous. Like there's going to be like some subtle humor too. Like there's a running gag where things like weapons and stuff on the ship, they may be huge, like they'd never fit in the ship. Or they might show like a huge room that would never fit in that ship, but like there's not going to be continuity, because I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that you look and it's showing this huge gymnasium. It's like, well, how is that in the ship when like the last issue there was like a mess hall and stuff? Right. But I don't know. It might have seemed that funny, but to me it's hilarious.
Wait, all you have to do is say like first issue, like second line. Yeah. Like, oh, we have this talisman that makes it like a fucking infinite space in here.
Yeah, like the TARDIS.
Problem solved.
The TARDIS of the pirate world.
I had this one idea. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these like they're machines that work on wind. They're called Strawn Beast or something. Mm-hmm. They have like a million different legs. And I actually plan on at some point the ship having like sprouting these like million legs and just like walking on land. Like I don't know. The ship's going to be a pretty integral part. It actually the ship has evolved into like at first it was just a ship, but then Vlad was like, well, what if it looked like a seahorse? So now it's a seahorse.
Nice.
It's like got a huge masthead seahorse.
It sounds like you're scared to tell the scary Russian guy no.
No. Vlad is not scary in any way. I mean, maybe he is in person. I've never met him, but
his name is Vlad, so
yeah.
Well, to be fair, so are 90 other million Russian people.
Well, some of them are named Vladimir, but he's named Vladislav.
Oh,
that's a bear I'm not willing to poke.
Nope.
One of these days, you're gonna find out he's like the head of like the Russian mob or something.
He's actually Vladimir Putin.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is. We did agree not to talk about politics, so
Yes,
I mean,
see?
maybe that's why. Maybe he's like, comrade, I will not talk to you about these politics because I don't know. I've ran out of things to say in Russian,
No
but
problem. No problem. You talk politics.
yeah. No, Vlad and I are really good friends. Well, I mean, as good a
As
friends
good as you
can
can
be
be.
with somebody who's like half a world away, but we are good friends. We talk a lot just about random stuff. He watches like old American cartoons from like the
Nice.
90s, like Life with Louie. He loves Life with Louie.
That's funny. That's a show I haven't heard referenced in I don't know how long, man.
Andrew, have you heard of this Bobby's World?
He's on Bob World. He's very
He,
good.
he will send me like the Russian versions of these every now and then. He'll be like he'll say, "Oh, the Russian voice actor is so much better than the American." Like for like the Dark Knight, he
Yeah.
swears that the Joker, the guy who dubbed the Joker's voice, was way better than Heath Ledger.
Better than Mark Hamill?
He watches a lot of American stuff. And he fills me in on some Russian culture here and there.
Yeah, gotcha. That's hilarious, man. I would get a kick out of hearing the point of view from somebody from another country on shows we had from like 20 years ago.
That Heath Ledger, he is shit.
I would love for him to try to get on, but it's very late in Russia right now. It's like 3 a.m, and he has like a 1-year-old daughter, so I'm sure he's taking care of that or trying to get some sleep. So.
Yes.
And it is Russia, so
Yeah, it's very cold.
Yes.
very cold in Russia.
He talked to me about his where he grew up, and it's just like it sounds like the most desolate, harsh environment in the whole world. He's gonna listen to this later, and he's gonna be like, "Why are you bad-mouthing Russia?" But no, he talks about like how cold it was, and I mean it sounds like they pretty much like bundled them up and put them in drawers and just said, "Wake up in spring."
Like we have cold here, and then there's like Russian cold, and that's like on a whole nother level. Like you don't want to even mess with that.
Like I thought I was cold this weekend with 2 snow days.
Yeah.
And they would have walked to school like in shorts.
Yeah. Like this is not cold.
We're all gonna have KGB show up at our house tomorrow.
Great,
KG
great.
Beast is gonna show up at our house tomorrow.
Casey
Brought
had
it
a
back to
bullet.
comics.
Very good, man. So let's say your book takes off, boom, becomes the next huge book. What other type of genre type of books would you like to write besides pirate books?
I have an idea, and this is you couldn't get much different than pirates, but I have an idea for like a short, like 6-issue, jazz-inspired time travel. I love jazz music, and I also love time travel. So I had this idea of like a thief that goes back in time and does some stuff with some jazz, teams up with a jazz musician. It's sort of vague at this point, but I don't know. It's got like.
So we're talking Quantum Leap, Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, it's a. That's that's that idea, and I'd love to do a fantasy series. Like that's something else you don't see that much, but at least in comics you see it. There's tons of books, and maybe that's why everything seems so derivative in fantasy. But I'm a big Tolkien fan. I play D&D every week like a big old nerd. So hey, I'd love to do fantasy too.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Nerd.
I love it. So, Andrew, tell our listeners where they can get updates about your book and when it might hit the presses or upcoming Kickstarter campaigns to get it going. Tell us where they can find out more about you and about your book.
All right. Well, on Twitter, our Twitter tag is at ADV Galley Comic. So, Adventure Galley was too long, but so I couldn't get that. But it's at Galley Comic. Also, we have Facebook, which is I think Facebook / Adventure Galley Comic as well.
Okay.
In the future, we're hoping to get a website, but at this point, we don't have that much stuff to put on a website, so it kind of feels like a waste of our time. But When the comic comes out, which hopefully this first issue should be done middle of March, I'm thinking.
Okay.
We're gonna release it for free, or for pay what you want. We may use Gumroad. I've heard pretty good things about that. And that can do whatever allows us to do pay what you want, or we may just do like a link to it and a donation button.
Bandcamp or Patreon?
I'll look into that. Patreon. I looked into it once and it seemed like really, I don't know, like the steep learning curve.
Gotcha.
But I would love to do something like that. But it's basically we want to give it to people for free. Say, hey, if you like it, maybe support us a little bit. That'd be great. And if not, then go read something else. I don't know. But I can't please everybody.
That's right.
And then, but yeah, so that'll be out in March, and then I think later on, like maybe around September or October, we'll try to launch a Kickstarter if we don't get picked up, which is very likely. And you can find information for that on our Twitter, and if we get a website, you'll get that news on Twitter. Just please follow our Twitter so we know that you have some interest in the comic. Because right now we have 50 followers. I was super excited when we hit 50.
Yeah.
But then I look at like some other indie comics, like After the Gold Rush. That dude has, I don't know what he does, but he is awesome about that guy, about like networking and social media.
And whatnot.
Yeah, which so that's what if you want to check it out, there you go. And I hope you do. And
Prepare for the GWW bump, my friend. The wave's gonna come, and you're just not gonna know what to do anymore.
oh man,
53 followers.
hell yeah!
Boom.
I'm gonna like mail Vlad some champagne. Be like, dude, we're making it big now.
We've hit a big time.
We're at 60, son.
Yeah.
Andrew, sincerely, we wish you all the best, and I really hope we get to see this book get published, because I mean, these guys know I love anything pirate related, so I'm really extra stoked about that book.
No.
Yeah. What do you?
Pirates are awesome.
I know. So, good luck, sir. Thank you for coming on and talking to us. You want to stick around and talk some geek stuff with us?
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Let's do
Hell
this.
yeah.
Casey Walsh, you're up first tonight,
Oh
bro.
my God.
What do you got for the Week in Geek?
Oh, I have a bunch of stuff I can't talk about.
Damn you with your elitist attitude.
I'll show you though. Let's see here. I got Wonder Woman #2, or Legend of Wonder Woman #2 out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
It's really I really like this series. In fact, I said this too many times already, and I'll probably get shit for it. But the origin they are creating for her is perfect, and I really hope that they use elements of it in the upcoming movie. Like, I think I said it on this podcast before, but in the first issue, like, it basically retells her origin and how she's like born of clay. But like I always say Hippolyta. She's not a fucking hippo. Hippolyta. She like molds her, like creates her out of clay or whatever. But in this recent comic, like, she like asks the gods for like a child, or for like a mortal ties to an immortal, because she's immortal. She wants like mortal ties or whatever, and they gift her a child. But like the way it's done, it's like Themyscira like gives it to her. Like it's like born of Themyscira. It's very, I know I'm a fucking idiot, but it's very weird, and it just fits it perfectly, and it's not like dumb. It's like it makes it makes sense in that like essence. It's not like, oh, she's making her out of clay and then like gives her blood to give her life and all that stuff. It's like a much more like symbolic gesture, I think, and I don't know. Yes. I'm an idiot. Why does anybody listen to me?
Hey.
But I don't know.
I don't know either. But I'm really like enjoying the story that Renee DeLiz and Ray Dillon are creating, and we hope to have an interview from the creators of the book on the site very soon. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. Also out this week, and Will, these are actually these are coming your way. So, Harley Little Black Book #2, where she teams up with Green Lantern. Can you guys see my video?
No, not even a little.
Oh, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, technical difficulties.
Agassicles!
There we go.
Agassicles!
Now can you see it?
Yes, we can see now.
So Harley, Little Black Book #2. So she teams up with
Nice.
Green Lantern. That looks fun.
Right.
That's coming your way, Will.
Ooh,
I haven't looked at it yet.
love me some
And then Batman Arkham Knight #1. Although I don't know where this book came from because I feel like there's already been a #1.
Yeah.
But it's a one shot basically starring Batgirl and Harley Quinn.
Oh,
So
nice.
that one's coming your way. So those come out tomorrow. I can't talk about them, but they're okay.
You're there.
Another comic that I am fucking loving, and once again, it sucks that I can't really say much about it, but go pick it up, especially if you're a Batman or Ninja Turtles fan. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #3. There is a splash page in this book that fucking sums it up perfectly, and I don't care if I get in trouble for this. But basically,
Casey doesn't give a fuck.
it's all of them it's all of them together.
We'll hear this.
It's all of them together, and the Ninja Turtles and Batman are there, and Donnie and the Foot Clan's attacking, and Donnie yells out, "Totally awesome team up!" It's just fucking perfect. It's I don't know. I'm a fucking nerd.
Is that a one shot or is that a ongoing series?
No, I think it's 5. So wait, no, 6. It's 6. So there's 6 issues. It's on #3 right now. I mean, it's put out. It's a collaboration from DC and IDW, but it's put out by DC. So, but the art. I say this every single time I talk about this book. The artist is Freddie E. Williams. The second, he is fucking killing it. Like best rendition of the Turtles I think I've seen since Eastman and Laird.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking awesome. What else? I also read Black Science #20, which is also out tomorrow, and that I can talk about. Wait, what's today? Tuesday, yeah. And basically where Black Science is now is McKay's family is completely destroyed. The pillars are spreading across the multiverse, or yeah, I guess it's fair to say the multiverse. yeah, and now he has to kind of man up and be like, all right, I have to be the hero. And I have to get my family back, and I have to go destroy all these pillars. So that's exactly what this issue is. It's kind of him getting his balls, essentially, getting himself back together, getting his equipment, and going after his family and the pillars. And it's fucking awesome. It's my favorite issue, probably since the first arc, because it really kind of gets the action going again, and it really makes McKay the star again. Who, although he's a complete fucking intolerable asshole, but you can't help but root for him and want him to fix everything. Yeah. He's up against insurmountable odds, but it's really exciting to see him kind of fucking go back at it. And last but not least, I also read Southern Bastards. Oh, is it 19? I think it's 19, but it may be 20. I think it's 20. Basically, it's the whole arc, the whole third arc has been building up to the homecoming game, and now it's the homecoming game, and we finally kind of understand that this story is all about Coach Voss and his history with football and his history with the town, and his influence and all that kind of stuff. So it's really kind of a enlightening issue, and it kind of wakes you up to what the overall arc is and what's really going on here, and also sets up for the next arc, which will kind of reintroduce Tubbs' daughter, who we haven't seen since the last issue of the first arc. So I know that was a lot for a lot of people who are not reading Southern Bastards, but if you are, then you know it's fucking amazing. If you're not, then go pick it up because it's fucking amazing.
Right.
That's it for me. Also, I watched Batman Bad Blood, and I wasn't a fan. It was okay. Now, you know what? It's a mishmash of Batwoman storylines and Batman and Robin storylines and old new and old Batman and Robin storylines. I don't know. It's basically kind of a gathering of the Bat family thing. But the problem I had with it is they set up this really cool villain who just fucking wrecks shit, and then they get rid of him halfway through, and then you have to deal with this whole other issue. I don't know. It wasn't engaging, or wasn't like Aquaman, which I was like, oh, this is fucking cool, badass. It was there was just nothing I'm just kind of tired of Batman at this point, I think. Mm. And although I love Batwoman and I love her arc in it, I would have been okay with just a Batwoman story. That's how you wanted to bring in Batwoman. Just have her own story. Don't have her thrown in with Nightwing and Damian and Batman and fucking what's the guy in the mech suit's name? Batwing.
Yeah.
Batwing is sick.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just kind of mishmashy for me.
All right. Gotcha.
Not my favorite.
All right. Well, thanks, buddy. Matt LaFleur, what do you got this week?
As I am protesting comics until I get more money.
You know, I send you like 100 free comics every single week. You know that,
yeah,
right?
and I read some of them, not all of them.
I'm just telling you. They're
Yeah,
there. They exist.
Not
you
to
just
be
have
like
to, you just have to expand your reach from fucking Marvel and DC. There's other stuff out there, man.
I was about to
There's
say,
other
not to be like a fucking dick, but like I'm a Marvel and DC dude. I have been like in the Hangman. I don't know which one that's from. But I've been like in
That is from Dark Circle.
Yes, that's fucking messed up. But I've been reading my DC Encyclopedia.
Oh, yes. It's
Not really a great angle. I don't know why Wonder Woman and Cheetah made it on the front. Weird choice to put Cheetah on the front of a DC book. That's
We are not scoring any
really
ladies
cool.
with any ladies with this issue, Matt. No points.
No.
To ladies.
Well, no, I just don't think that Cheetah is the number one Wonder Woman villain. Why wouldn't you go Cersei if you go on women? Brought it back, Casey.
No, I would
back.
say I would argue that Cheetah is definitely the number one fucking Wonder Woman villain.
I would say she's the most associated with Wonder Woman for a layperson. Like for me, who knows very little about Wonder Woman, I know that one of her villains is Cheetah, and that's probably about the only one I know.
All right, so you're telling me the 6 people you'd put on the cover would be Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. I agree with all of those.
Yes.
And then you'd go Cheetah, Joker, and Bizarro.
all right.
Well, yeah. See, the problem, like Bizarro shouldn't be on there either. But that's what they're just like. I think it's because they're eye-catching villains. Like, it's not gonna look cool to have Lex Luthor on there, like wearing a suit.
His bald ass head on the front.
Yeah, that doesn't sell. That doesn't sell books, Matt.
Yeah.
It's not about the face, Casey. So yeah, I've been kind of reading through that. I've been flipping through the 400-page Watchmen book.
Yeah.
Playing some Battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really too extravagant for me this week. I'm really looking forward to seeing Deadpool Friday night.
Yes.
Review on the site now. Go to GWW.com for your full review of Deadpool.
I will not do that because I don't want it ruined.
Who got to review Deadpool already?
We have a new movie reviewer. His name is Emmanuel.
How did
And
he
he will
get to see
be-
it already?
He got connections, man. I don't know. He knows people.
Okay, gotcha.
I could see it
Gotcha.
Thursday at midnight, but my mom won't let me.
Gotcha. I'm seeing it at 7.
I'm not seeing it till my wife lets me, which probably won't be till like Monday.
You should bring your kid with you. She'd probably love the movie.
Oh yeah, that's a real kid-friendly fucking superhero film. Although I probably wouldn't really care, to be
All right.
honest.
So I was
My
looking at
kids will
Ryan
see it.
Reynolds' Instagram
Yes.
because his Twitter's really funny, so I was just looking at his Instagram.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he was married to Blake Lively.
Yeah. So there's always like these Blake Lively jokes going on with Ryan Reynolds.
Like I saw one of the pictures, it's like him holding her boob, and I was like, that's weird. I thought he had a wife.
Yeah. No, that's his wife, bro.
That is his wife.
Bro.
Bro.
Do you use social media?
He never tweets any pictures with her.
I know. It's because he's Ryan Reynolds.
He probably doesn't own. He probably doesn't even
I
run
know.
his Twitter account. He probably has some fucking intern over at.
I
fucking,
know. I think he actually does run his Twitter account. Have you seen his Twitter account?
No, I don't care about celebrity Twitter accounts.
His Twitter account is fucking hilarious.
There's somebody who gets paid. But yeah. All right. What did I read?
Move on.
What did I read this week? I got caught up on some older stuff. I read issue number 3 and 4 of Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. by friend of the show, Frank Barberi. I love this comic book. I like horror stuff. I definitely like when you mix horror with like superhero and then you throw in some really zany like comedic things going on. It's a great story if you like horror mixed with superheroes. Right? I know
If they don't steal that storyline for like a Halloween
Show?
episode of Shield, like
They
they're
need
doing
to.
fucking it wrong.
Yeah, they are. So far the special division of S.H.I.E.L.D. that deals with things that go bump in the night has been a fail. They've failed a bunch of their missions. They just end up destroying stuff and not accomplishing their missions. But over the course of that time, within the first 4 issues of this book, the so-called leader of the team, who is the LMD of Dum Dum Dugan, has definitely proven himself to his team and even the people on the team that were kind of skeptics of his role. And so now he's pretty much has everybody behind him, with the exception of this Dr. Cray, who's kind of like the guy who's in charge of them, and he actually has some ulterior motives. So I'll just spoil it right now. He ends up they end up finding out what he's really doing. Maria Hill finds out what he's doing, and basically Dugan now gets to take full command of his team, and they kind of have that last scene in the book, that nice splash page where they're all together because they're dealing with this like huge problem where the villain is the Sphinx, I want to say. He's been raising like mummies and ancient creatures from the dead, and they've full on taken over this museum, and so now they need the whole team back together, and really cool scene at the end. But yeah, it's a super fun book. Just some really off the wall, oddball characters. Hit Monkey. I mean, Hit Monkey's kind of more or less like the Rocket Raccoon of the story. He's just kind of like the small, weird creature who likes to shoot things and blow shit up. So, yeah, check out Howling Commandos. You reading that at all anymore, Casey?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Are you?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm so behind. Like I said, I mean, fuck. I get so many comics. So they all starting to run together. Like, what I'll do is like I'll get like a couple hours to myself, and I'll sit there with a stack and just read like 20, like not 20, like five or six of them all at once, and then I fucking forget about them 10 minutes later. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I do love that comic, and like I said, I really hope that
yeah.
the show incorporates that in some way.
Yes.
Casey,
What?
I want to read you one tweet from Ryan Reynolds' thing.
Oh my god, are we still fucking talking about this?
Yes, we still are fucking talking about this. I will not let you disrespect my savior.
I, for one, am very excited about this.
So it's a picture of the Liberty Bell.
Okay.
And the tweet is, every time a bell rings, an angel gets his, holy frosted fuck nuggets, I'm deaf.
Hilarious.
That would probably work better as like a, vocal thing.
Yeah.
But, it's funny.
That's good.
You go, Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. The other thing I read was issue number 15 of Star Wars from Marvel. So this is a really cool issue that shows some of the things that Obi-Wan dealt with.
Oh, that cover is badass, by the way.
It's a very cool cover.
And guess who drew that comic?
Let's see.
Our friend. He's been on the show a couple times.
Mike Mayhew.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
Mayhew. Yeah, Mike Mayhew's awesome. His artwork is always gorgeous. So this is a really cool book that you get to see a little bit of Obi-Wan's role as silent protector of Luke Skywalker, and kind of what he was dealing with behind the scenes and from a distance. I almost feel like this is kind of like Marvel, Disney, like Star Wars' pitch, because there's a lot of rumors going around that they're going to make a standalone like Obi-Wan movie.
All right. Before you continue, everyone needs to listen to the plumbing.
Oh my God, are we still doing this?
Doing what?
Are we talking about Ryan Reynolds again?
I can, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Everyone needs to listen to Movie Maintenance, the Plumbing the Death Star's side podcast, and they have an episode on what the perfect Obi-Wan spin-off movie would be. It's fucking fantastic.
Are you plugging another podcast on our podcast?
I am plugging another podcast.
That's not how this works at
all. But they're Australian.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that makes it better.
I feel like this is kind of a small taste of like if we got a movie that kind of dealt with this, like how cool it would be. Obviously, you still have somebody who's a Jedi who was trained as a guardian of peace, as a protector, but yet he has to be hiding out in the shadows, out in the wastes. So how would he deal with that? Like he would still want to do things that would kind of fulfill that part of his life, which is a huge chunk of his life, is being a Jedi. So I think it's kind of a neat story. It's a really neat story.
I don't know, Will. I have a huge problem with this story.
All right.
Because I have a huge problem with Uncle Ben. It's Ben, right?
Yes.
Wait. So it's Ben Kenobi and then Uncle Ben? No, that's not right.
No, Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Sorry.
Uncle Ben would be Spider-Man.
I know, yeah. See, my uncle is all messed up.
Uncle Ben is the rice also.
So many uncles.
Yes, I know. Tell me.
So he goes to, spoiler alert, he goes to fucking Obi-Wan's house. He's like, hey, dude, listen.
Yeah.
I know you've been, like, watching over us, and I know you've been fucking stopping the raiders from attacking our house and, like, making sure our crops do well, and pretty much making sure our life's awesome. Could you not fucking do that anymore? Yeah. Like, no one ever has that no, he does not ever have that conversation with him. Like, and then why does he care so much about this kid? Like, he literally had him for, like, a week. Like, he's like, I don't know. Like, I just, like, I don't understand. Like, he's like, oh, I don't want him to end up like his dad or whatever. Like, did he know his dad? Like, whose uncle? Like, where's his relation to, like, Anakin? Like, is he Anakin's brother?
Okay, so
yeah, let's start from the beginning here.
Uncle Owen, okay, is basically Anakin's stepbrother, because Anakin's mom married Uncle Owen's dad. That was in episode 2.
Got it.
You remember that?
I got it. I don't, but okay, because who cares?
Yeah. So, being that they wanted to leave him with family, I guess that would be the closest thing he had to family. So that's where he got left when they split up the twins.
All I'm saying is he literally says in line, everyone else gets attacked by raiders except for us. Please stop helping us.
Yeah, why why would you say that?
I never had that. I'd be like, oh, can you please keep helping us? Like, I really would like having money and my family safe. Yeah. So, like, just stick around, you know, just hang out. And yeah, if the kid, like shows any, like, Force stuff, I'll let you know. I'll keep you abreast to it. But yeah, I just don't understand though. I understand you have to have, like, that opposing force because otherwise there's no conflict or whatever. But like, there's no that person does not exist.
So by that respect, does that lead us to believe that they were filled in on what happened to Luke's dad? Like, hey, Anakin became Darth Vader. He became a homicidal maniac, killed a bunch of people, small kids involved, you know. And we don't want our nephew to end up like him. So we're gonna do everything possible to keep him from going down that path. And I guess, like, maybe they would make the conclusion that Obi-Wan was trained Anakin, so maybe he's somewhat responsible for that. I don't know, but you're right.
But, like, there's no, like, as we can tell by The Force Awakens, there's no, like, television network that, like, spans the universe. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, there's no, like, new, like, Empire news feed that's like, oh, today Darth. Yeah, there is, because she, like, they in the Force Awakens, they have no idea. Like, the things that happened in Star Wars are, like, myth to them. Like, there's no, like, confirmation, and the only confirmation she ever gets is from Han being like, oh yeah, it fucking happened.
It really I think in the Star Wars universe it really depends on where you're at. If you're in, like, an outer rim planet, yeah, you're not gonna have that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, fucking Star Wars.
Fucking Star Wars. Last thing though, I don't know why I decided to do this, but I made a grave mistake, guys. I did something I had not done.
You masturbated with your sword hand.
Listen.
Be careful with that.
I know, it's very sharp. I did something that I had not done until last night. I watched episode 1 of The Walking Dead. Fuck The Walking Dead. I am, like, ridiculously hooked to that show now.
Just
like,
stop there.
Bad move.
Okay. I'm so hooked it's not even funny.
Yeah, don't watch season 2.
I'm already on season 2, like episode 2 right now. And, like, I watched, like, 6 episodes last night. It's ridiculous. But
I had to stop watching that show because, number one, it would give me, like, horrific nightmares where, like, every night. Yeah. Every time after watching it, I'd be like, fuck, I gotta save my family from zombies, and I'd wake up, like, in cold sweats. And I just couldn't do it anymore. And then it would give me, like, I had stress
to watch the Talking Dead to, like, get through it. Like, I would have nightmares, so I didn't watch
You would have stress attacks?
Yeah, because, like, it was so, like, stressful and, like, dude, like, put upon.
Does that show not give you anxiety?
No, it does.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, like, Matt, I would have to, like, watch, like, Last Man Standing or something after it just to, like, decompress.
I don't feel like Last Man Standing is a good show to decompress after getting scared about The Walking Dead.
I needed something dumb and without didn't have to think about.
Guys, does this say something really weird about me that I'm like the opposite? Like I tend to have less nightmares when I watch stuff like that before bed. It's like my
you're clearly a sociopath.
Yeah, it means you're serial killer. So
my relationship with The Walking Dead is I watched up to season 5.
Yeah.
And midway through season 5, I'm like, this is the same fucking show every single season, but in a different place. I'm going to stop watching this show. It was released, and I was roped right fucking back in. I didn't want to be roped in, too, and they fucking got me.
I know. All right.
What about our guest? What's our guest been reading, Andrew?
Well, nothing new. I kind of, I've been reading a lot of textbooks, but when I get a chance, I also this week I picked up Chrononauts by Mark Millar, and it's art with Sean Murphy, and I love Sean Murphy. And I'm kind of indifferent to Mark Millar, but or Miller or however I don't know how to pronounce it. But
I would say I think since Chrononauts he's on an uptick.
Dude, Chrononauts was good. I thought Chrononauts was really good, actually.
I did. I liked it a lot too. I thought it was really fun. He didn't throw in like someone's got to be raped. And
the special rape part.
Yeah.
I got the deluxe.
That was the best episode.
The rape edition.
It's on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I read that and I thought it was a little compressed. I guess maybe it could have used another issue or two.
Okay.
Like, cause that last issue was just like spoiler alert.
He wraps it up real fast.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, shit, we're gonna go everywhere. We're gonna get all these people from. Oh, we're gonna get people from Japan. We're gonna get people from France. We're just gonna fucking destroy these people, and we're gonna drive fast cars, and then we're gonna fix your past somehow, and then we're gonna go to the future, and it's gonna end with you saying shit. Just like the first issue ended with him saying shit. The last issue ended with him saying shit. So I read that, and then I started reading Seconds by Brian O'Malley, Scott Pilgrim guy, and I really like that. I love the artwork. I mean, it's really simple and cute, and hey, I love cute things. So yeah, that's the only comics I've been reading this week. I do love Black Science, so I may have to pick that up. Because I like Black Science, the artwork, and Rick Remender, it's all good. It's super good.
It's so weird.
He's really pushing to get on another episode.
I have his email. I can stalk him myself. Thank you very much. I don't need fucking pump him on an episode.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Even he would. I mean, and when he was on the podcast a few weeks ago, he even said like it's just so much fun getting to write in so many different settings, and yeah, that's what I love about that book. It's just like it's something new and different every single time, and it's fucking insane. Because like when you think of parallel universes, you think, oh, they're just gonna go meet another version of themselves, and everything's gonna look the same, but it's gonna be like one step off. No, he goes like in the complete like opposite direction, and like everything's different, and like there's maybe one thing that's the same. So, I fucking dig that book a lot.
I saw that he was on your podcast a few weeks ago, and I was like, okay, so they got Rick Remender, and then here's me, So,
The classic 1-2 punch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we had Brian Wood on last week, so you're in good company, Andrew.
Yay! I was actually almost on Crowdfinders. Have you guys heard of Crowdfinders? It's like it's a little podcast. I mean, it's not that little, but I was gonna be on it, and then he had technical issues at the last minute, and he couldn't do it, but or maybe he just didn't want to have me on there. I don't know, but
that's usually what I say when I don't want to guest on. We had technical issues. Oh, we're gonna queue.
Sorry.
But
I have midterms 34.
His guests were like some really interesting guy from like Israel and people from France and everything, and then me, and I was like, oh man, I got nothing on that guy. He like has went through so many hardships, and he was. He knows like 3 different languages, and I'm writing a goofy comic about pirates. So I was kind of relieved that I wasn't on there, but...
Don't worry, you fit right in here with a bunch of idiots, so you're good. You can come on our show anytime you want.
Thank you.
It's a compliment, maybe?
I was calling us idiots. You're fine, Andrew. You're fine.
Oh, okay. I just seem like an idiot. Thank you. I appreciate it. I fit in with idiots. I mean... Hey,
speak for yourself.
Will, do we have any news we want to talk about? I forgot what I wrote in the fucking outline.
Let's real quick, like last 5 minutes, talk about our favorite trailers from the Super Bowl. I mean,
why? I already know. We already know what yours are. Let's fucking skip right over that.
Hey, we were talking about me, okay? Go ahead. You guys go first then.
I don't want to go first, because everyone's going to make fun of mine, so I don't want to go first.
I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to make fun of Casey's.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
I have said, I think, Batman over Superman is going to be a Star Wars Phantom Menace-esque flop. I haven't said that. I just made it up. I'm actually pretty proud of myself.
Okay.
I think it's. I don't know if Zack Snyder's a good director.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, I agree.
He's pretty good. It's gonna be great. You guys gonna have to eat your fists. Or
I will-
whatever, but-
I will happily
Swallow
eat
my
my
words.
words. I will eat him. I will eat him up with a fucking barbecue sauce and a side of ranch.
A little
It'll
bit
be a
of Cholula
Thanksgiving
on
dinner.
top.
How fast I'll eat those.
Yes.
Eat my words.
It's
But it's not going to be a
good.
good movie. But my favorite spot by far was the Turkish Airlines Super Bowl spot. I thought those were so clever and so interesting.
they were so inventive.
It's so inventive. It was a Deadpool-esque marketing. Just
Yes.
describing pop culture references with other pop culture references.
Yes.
It was. That was my favorite one. It was really cool. All right,
Alright.
Casey, get ready to be insulted.
I fucking love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I love that trailer. I loved it. I love everything about that movie. Like, I'm excited. I'm more excited about that movie than any of the other movies. Like, more than Captain America, more than fucking Batman vs Superman. And I think it's because what I don't think anyone understanding is that movie is literally a live action version of the cartoon. Like, literally live action version of the cartoon. Like, we are praising these Disney live action versions, like, oh, they're so amazing and beautiful. Like, we are getting the best version of the Ninja Turtles, in my opinion, or, well, not the best version, but the one we all grew up with and the one we've all kind of wanted secretly. We're finally getting it on the big screen. I don't think anyone wants to admit it that they're fucking in love with it. But I'm here now telling you I'm in love with it, and when Michelangelo goes and taps on that little fucking window and you see fucking Krang, I literally had to change my pants.
Yeah.
Like 10 seconds afterwards.
Buddy,
it was fucking.
Buddy, being that I spent my formative years growing up in the '90s, everything I loved back in that day was all Ninja Turtles. So I am super excited to see Bebop and Rocksteady and Casey Jones and Krang in a movie. It's pretty.
And I want to be straight. Like, I don't expect that movie to be fucking good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting real tired of this. Like, like every movie has to fucking be like award worthy. Like. That movie looks fun as fuck. Like, I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. Yes, it looks kind of like the first one, like very similar.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the first one, and the fact that, like I said, we're getting the Technodrome and Krang. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, fucking Bebop and Rocksteady with a purple mohawk. Like, fuck. Like, that's badass.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you, man.
Like, I'm down.
I'm with you. Yeah. I have to agree with you, bud. That was one of my favorites. I don't feel like, I know you guys thought I was gonna automatically say Civil War. I don't feel like they showed too much new stuff in that trailer. I mean, besides the fact that everybody.
You didn't like the fucking Iron Man watch that you know they're gonna sell for $500?
That's what I had to change my pants about. Okay. that was my change the pants moments, and I like how everybody's like, oh, Captain America's so pure of heart, blah blah blah. Yeah, how come one of his team members was gonna shoot Tony Stark in the face? Like
Tony Stark is a giant douchebag, and he probably deserved it.
Still,
in fact,
we're gonna shoot another hero in the face.
If we just shot Tony Stark in the face like 2 or 3 movies ago, we never would have got Ultron and that whole mess.
I was kind of hoping that the movie would be like, you know how like the comic was, which is it's not based on, but still, the comic was pretty much Tony Stark is Satan. Mm-hmm. I was kind of hoping that they would like reverse it and make it like him more sympathetic, but the more I see of it, the more it's like, nah, Tony Stark's pretty much gonna be in the wrong again. Captain America's to be all goody two shoes. Maybe he'll get shot. I don't know.
Well, see, I'm kind of like with Will. It looks like the way the marketing looks like it's leaning more towards they want you to kind of side with Iron Man because, yeah, I mean Will's right. Like Bucky like shoots him in the face or tries to shoot him in the face.
Yeah,
like that doesn't seem like anything Iron or Captain America should be like standing by.
You're right.
And then everyone seems to be running after or chasing Bucky for one reason or another. And I understand it's probably because of his past. Like Black Panther is probably going after him because Bucky killed his dad or whatever.
Right. That would be a great tie-in.
I guarantee you that's why he's going after him. I'm sure Iron Man's mad at him because he finds out that he killed his parents. Yeah. And then I'm sure that Crossbones frames Bucky for this big event that actually causes the whole crux of whatever. But like he is a murderer. He's killed people. I think they have every right to be fucking pissed off at him. And the fact that Captain America is just willing to kind of shrug all that stuff, all the terrible stuff off,
and be like, he's my friend.
Just because, oh yeah, he's my friend.
The power of friendship.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Like-
friendship.
So.
Like that moment in the first trailer still gets me. Like when he says
Yeah.
he says
He's my
Iron Man.
friend.
He's like
He's my
he was
friend.
like he was my friend,
So was I.
Tony, and Tony's like so was I.
Yeah.
Like that's I think it's gonna be really hard. Like I think it's gonna be really hard to side with Captain America unless we're missing a complete like plot point here.
I can see that, and plus, like Tony Stark. I mean, he gets like beat up on in the trailer by both. He's tag teamed by these two guys.
Yeah.
He kind of
Yeah, he is.
Captain America's not fighting dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fighting dirty.
He is
Yeah.
fighting dirty while he's tag teams Iron Man.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you're trying to get at, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Yep. And that's probably a good point to close the show. So, Casey Walsh, final thought. Take us out. What do you got?
Oh man, my final thought is please go to thegww.com because I just wrote a lengthy piece on the 5 things I want to see in a Young Justice season 3, and I put like 5 hours of work into it. So please go read it because that's a lot of time for me. No, just kidding. It took me a while, but I really enjoyed writing it, and I hope to do more stuff like that. So please go check it out. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on a Young Justice season 3. Season 2 is out now on Netflix. Go watch it. It's one of the best cartoons probably since Batman the Animated Series, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's right up there with that kind of stuff. It's very adult-driven or oriented, I guess, not so much for the kids. But it's good. I loved it a lot and it inspired me to write that article. So go check that out, and then just make sure you're going to GWW.com all the time for, I don't know, reviews on things like Deadpool and the latest Flash episode or Lucifer that we're all loving over there, or weekly comic reviews. We got it all. So check it out.
Check it. We got it. Let's do
We got it.
Thank you, sir. Matt, final thought this week?
This was a really fun episode, as always. You can find me on Twitter at Marvelopedia, and you can make sure you listen to the Weekly Geekly every week. And kind of go to piggyback on what Casey was saying. If you listen to this podcast, you should be at least checking out the website at least once a day.
Yep.
There's a lot of great stuff up there. A lot of people put a lot of hard work into it.
With that newly designed look that our website has.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love to not pay attention in class and get caught up in an article by someone like Everett or Sarah or someone. So yeah, just at least check it out like once a day.
Cool. Buddy, thank you for being on. It's always great to have you. Andrew King, what do you have for your final thought this week?
Well, it was really fun. I appreciate you guys inviting me on here and talking nerdy stuff and letting me talk about my comic. I hope everybody that listens, will check it out. Check out our Twitter. It's ADV Galley Comic, or it's at that, Adventure Galley Comic. And yeah, just thanks again, and I don't know, be geeks and stuff.
Andrew, thank you for being on the show. It was a pleasure. We hope to have you back when the book gets published, because it's going to happen, bro.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I hope I can go back and you guys can see how awesome it is.
Beautiful. We look forward to it, man. Thank you so much. As always, thanks for everybody for checking us out this week on Tuesday. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Darth Sparrow. I don't have much for a final thought. I think I'm just going to go and watch more Walking Dead and go watch Deadpool on Thursday. So anyways, thanks a lot for listening. Keep checking us out on Twitter at GWW Capes Crew. And as always, we hope to catch you on the geek side.